I'm just checking to see if this will work. Hopefully everything is working. Testing. All right. Well, folks, let's begin. My name is Chris, and welcome to my board game guides. Today, I'm going to be going through a live stream of one of my favorite board games, a game called Twilight Struggle that has you facing the USSR, the US facing the USSR in a clash of the Titans, where the winner of the Cold War is basically going to be becoming the reigning ruler of the modern day world. So the game takes place right after World War II, with the fall of the Berlin Wall and the two forces facing up against each other. And the game is a card-driven war game where you'll be playing cards and trying to figure out how to best use them. So why don't we get started with a new game, and we can go ahead and go through how to play the game well, what cards to use, how to do some hand management, kind of take you through my thinking process so that you can figure out how to become better at this game. Now, there is one big caveat though, and it's that the AI, the Steam AI, is not very good, and because of that, I don't think it's very challenging. So that's the only big caveat that I have. Otherwise, it's a great way to experience the game if you're playing against other people. So, with all that out of the way, let's get started. So I don't know which side they'll have me play. I mean, I think last time I played this. Okay, so according to this, I am the USSR. Now, USSR is pretty strong early on in the game, and towards the middle of the game, you're going to be stuck trying to how to say this? You're going to be stuck trying to defend yourself against the USSA's encroachments, and then towards the end game, your goal is to survive. But as the case is, you start out pretty strong, and in terms of starting position, I am always a big fan of just putting 1 into East Germany and 4 into Poland, and then we'll throw 1 into Austria. That's the standard starting position for USSR. My hand isn't great, but I have some cards I can get rid of, so that's never too bad of a thing. Unfortunately, a lot of my cards are geared towards the USA. So what can I do? Well, there's not really much for me to do. They've already thrown their headline card. Yeah, you know what? This hand is just absolutely terrible. So I don't really know what to play, because all these are USA cards that I just don't want to see the light of day. So why don't we get started with... Oh boy, I don't like any of this. Asia scoring is probably our safest headline, although I could go Romania abdication. That's not bad either. Let's do that. At least this way it'll give me the ability to take Europe. Now, USA goes for early scoring, which is stupid, because Nuclear Test Ban is a great first card to play. Well, in case things are the way they are, so why don't we just do the typical first move, which is, of course, to use this to coup Iran. So why don't we do that? I don't really know why. Let's see. Let's go back a little bit. I'm a little confused as to why. Okay, let's resolve the event first because we don't want them to get a lot of points. So continue. And then we will use it to coup Iran. Always the first thing to do as USSR, pretty much. And hey, we got control of it. Sweet. Moving on. The AI does take a long time, which is one of the big annoyances of this game. You'd think this game would be able to calculate stuff faster. Nuh-uh. No way. Okay, well, cooing that's not a bad idea, and they've managed to take it. Okay, well, that's not great for me. So it's time for me, because I'm kind of out of luck, and with DEFCON at 2, not in a great position. So let's get rid of Asia scoring, and I'll just take that 1 point and run, basically. Continue. Now, what the USA should do is try to make headway into Asia, if they want to. But the scoring card's already been played, so they might decide that's not what they'll do. We'll see. We'll see. NORAD goes up. All right, looks like somebody has the whatchamacallit, the Middle East scoring card. That's possibly the only reason why they'd be going so aggressively into that region. We'll see. We'll see. I don't really have many options because by taking over Iran, they basically shut me out of Asia. Hey, North Korea is not going to really get me much. I guess what I could do is... Man, what could I do? I could play the China card to get some much needed operations in. And you know what? I'll have to send this to Space Race. I don't think now's the best time to do it, but I need to... I'm kind of in a tough spot right now. And if they play Middle East scoring card, I'm not going to be in a great situation. So we'll see what they do. Decolonization of Space Race, always a good idea. You, as the USA, you definitely don't want the USSR to have that advantage. Question though now is, what do I do? Well, I mean, I could use... Yeah, the problem is the options are just really sparse. So I'll have to play Marshall Plan. Let's resolve that event, get that out of the way as soon as we can. Playing Marshall Plan's pretty bad for me because it gives the USA a pretty huge footprint in Western Europe. But you know, I'm kind of stuck right now, so not much I can do. Okay, and with that, let's just go ahead and start placing influence. 2 in Afghanistan would be good. And I'll put 2 in Iraq. That way it'll give me a foothold in Middle East, just in case they try to do anything funny. And it'll keep me from losing too many points in that region. Now I'm hoping they go into Pakistan, because at least this way This way I can start making some decent moves. What to do? What to do? I will. Yeah, the options that I have available to me aren't great. So I'm going to have to... This effectively forces me to play a pretty early China card. Let's place influence, get ourselves our footprint into Asia, and hopefully give them some issues to worry themselves over. Okay, so this tells me that they do not have any scoring cards in their hand at the moment, which is useful. Don't know where they'll place the influence, but all I know is that if they start scoring next round, things can get pretty hairy. Final round. Okay. Let's go ahead and do a UN intervention to place influence in Syria. Comic-Con. Okay, great. I can put influence in non-European. So there goes one in Eastern Europe. 2 more influence. One goes no. So 1, 2, 3, and we'll put one to Yugoslavia. 3 influence can do a lot. So what it looks like the USA is doing is solidifying control of Europe. But they're not... But they haven't really touched France, so I'm curious as to what's going to happen. Well, here we have a pretty easy card to play. That would be Red Scare Purge, because that would really knock off their ability to do a lot of damage. Truman Doctrine. All right. Okay, so they've knocked me out of Austria. I don't have great cards to play off of, so let's get rid of CIA created because we need to take care of this. So they already know what I have. Great. I think the AI would have already known anyway. Okay. Let's try to realignment. Fine by me. With that 1, I will use it to take South Korea. I'll use it to take South Korea. Let's continue. Oh boy, here comes the coup. That hurts. But it's not the worst thing in the world. And arguably, trying to go after that region on the board isn't really a great play anyway. So I'm not really sure what the point of that was. Let's place influence, take back Iraq. He just plays scoring cards right now and be just fine. So I don't know what he's so concerned about. I am concerned about what's happening in Europe, though. So let's see if we can get something taken care of there. All right. Well, this puts things in an interesting predicament. I can play Arab-Israeli War, but it's not really a great play for me since I don't have great odds of it succeeding. So let's try to play something else. Let's play this for the event. Take 2 there. All right, they play Fidel, which is fine by me. That gives me control of Cuba, gives me a bit of a foothold into Central America, although it's not really a great position because you can always play a card to realign me out of that region. So I'm not really sure what the goal is, what I can really do with that. Looks like they're trying to strengthen their holdings in Panama. Keep in mind, I still have Red Scare Purge on them, so that helps me with being able to, how best to say this, just annoy the heck out of them, I guess. Such is life. Yeah, Arab-Israeli War is not a great card for me to play, so I'm going to go ahead and use this just to place influence and take Southeast Asia with an attack into Thailand, and you can definitely count on me moving into other countries within that region just so I can solidify it and have it be a good source of points. So for those of you who are watching and are in chat, feel free to ask me any questions that come up. I'm sure you might be curious as to know what I've got in mind, what I'm thinking about, and hopefully I'll be able to answer them the best I can. So Korean War just got played. I don't know what they'll do with it. AI is taking its sweet ass time as usual, which is not great for me because I kind of get a little antsy. They're doing a pretty good job of getting a lot of influence out in regions that I kind of want. So I'm going to try to force my way in there. Let's see who exactly will succeed in that endeavor. Okay, Middle East scoring. That will get the USA a crap ton of points. I'm obviously doing really, really, really poorly. But, you know, with it gives me, all this gives me an entryway into South America. So I will do that. Yeah. So let's go ahead and place influence in Venezuela. That gives me a very strong foothold, and hey, maybe it'll get me something for when the mid-war begins. Coup! Probably Colombia. Succeed. Ouch. That's a lot. Okay. Got those out of the way. New action round. Let's see what we've got. Well, that's no good. Continue. All right. So this hand isn't terrible, but it's also not great. It gives me an opportunity to play things like Suez Crisis just to annoy the hell out of them. I know De Gaulle is also out there somewhere. Let's go for Suez Crisis. Headline that. Nuclear test ban. This is going to get annoying really, really quickly. They want those points. It's understandable why they want those points, but having this be so high is just not useful to me at all. Okay, so what do we do here? Yeah, let's see. We've got a lot of great cards that can potentially be played. And yeah, I've got a lot of leeway in terms of areas to attack. What I will do then is use US-Japan Mutual Defense Pact to go ahead and do a coup attempt of Libya. Gets me into some pretty important regions, and I succeed. Sweet. Best thing it'll do is keep Middle East from becoming too much of a hassle. And with luck, I might even be able to take France. So we'll see. We will see. Warsaw Pact formed. All right. I have the option of removing U.S. influence from 4 countries or add 5 USSR influence. 5 USSR influence is the way to go. As always, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. And one more. Throw that into Poland, because we know what can happen in Poland. Namely, Pope John Paul later on in the mid-war, which can cause me a lot of grief if I'm not ready to handle it. Okay. Well, if that's what they're going to do, then the logical pick would be to play... A lot of tough choices here. A lot of tough choices. Well, I do think socialist governments does stand a chance. So let's play it for the event. At least force the computer player to deal with all the things that I'm doing. Plus I have the Europe scoring card. So if they fail to do that, then it sets me up to be able to take Europe at least keep Europe from sliding too far into the computer's hands. Olympic Games too. Okay, well, that didn't quite fare too well for me, but okay, let's use it. Let's go ahead and use it to coup. Although I really don't have that many good options in here anyway, so Let's reconsider that. This position that I'm in actually is not what I'm used to, which is to say, not my best position. Okay, so at least this gives me a 5-year plan. I definitely know how I'll be using that. Namely, to get rid of Europe scoring, because I am not going to be able to take Europe too well. So instead, I will use it defectors to coup. Let's try to get DEFCON down as much as possible. Success, all right. Middle East is coming ever so closer to becoming something that works well for me. Still have 1 coup left. What I'll use it for, haven't decided yet. Blockade, all right, good. Forces them to get rid of de Gaulle, which is super annoying. Because that could have given me a foothold into France, or at the very least, Algeria. Instead, they'll coup, which is curious. All right, that was annoying. Let's continue. Formosan resolution. We'll go ahead and place influence in Libya and Tunisia. I do want to have at least a foothold in Africa once the mid-war starts. Let's see how things go. Okay, well, that's extremely annoying. So it gives me more of a foothold there. So I'll go ahead and we'll continue placing influence. So go into Algeria. And we'll go ahead and move into India. And with luck, NORAD's not going to become that big of an issue for me. So 5-year plan. The thing to note is that scoring cards will be discarded. So that gives me an opportunity. Oh dear. It gives me an opportunity to wreak havoc without having to go through the Europe scoring rigmarole. See what they do with the Arab-Israeli war. Okay, they really want Europe to go up. So let's go ahead and resolve the event. That gives them scoring that does not trigger, so I get to use it to place influence, which I'll do 2 here and 1 there, putting me in a great position. If they have any scoring cards and they haven't played them, that'll be good on me. De-Stalinization goes in the space race, which is unfortunate, but guess I'm not going to be able to take advantage of that. So mid-war begins. This is where the USSR starts getting a little weaker. I don't know what I'll be able to do with it. I do have a Middle East scoring card, which is great for me. In terms of headlines, though, oof, all of these are pretty bad. I guess Brezhnev Doctrine, I can use it to deal a lot of damage to them. Okay, well, And this allows them to ping one influence. Except they don't have control of Canada, so I am actually still okay. The only issue is that my ability to coup has been greatly diminished, and therefore I'll just have to start playing cards. So play influence, 2 into Brazil, done. I'm going to start creeping my way into South America, and there is nothing they can do to stop me. Just the way I want it. Shuttle diplomacy. I guess they want Tunisia really badly. I'm not sure I understand why. But if they're going to waste their coups on that, I will go ahead and play Middle East scoring and start pulling some points back from my position, because I'm currently not doing very well, but I think I can start taking some points back. We'll see. We'll see. Cambridge 5. Do they have any scoring cards? If they do, good for me. If they don't, we'll see what we can do. Realignment with that. Not good. Not good. Now he has to realign next, and I don't know why he just doesn't do another realignment on the same area, because it's been successful, and yeah. Realignments are pretty strong, no matter how you slice it. Okay. So, not great. Not bad either. I just need to figure out how to deal with some of the messes that are on my plate. Okay. So, flower power. Oof. Yeah, all this is kind of brutal, because I'm not really sure where I can even go without that's actually safe. So you know what? Indo-Pakistani war will give me more movement into... So I'll go into Uruguay to take that, and we'll also take India just to rack up some more points. And what I really should think about doing right now is going into the Southeast Asia, because I know that's going to be scored at some point. And I already have a pretty good margin there. I just need to make sure that that's being solidified. Coup. Success. All right. That's been annoying. Intervention. Play for the event to use grain sales, which is a very horrible card to have. So we'll just use it to place 3 influence. 1, 2, and 3. But I do want to get back into South America at some point, so can't let him have his way. Okay. Flower power to place influence. Let's go for 1 in Cuba. 2 in Uruguay, and Where to use that last one? All right, let's go into Austria. Seems like a safe choice. All these coups are starting to become pretty annoying. But he didn't manage to take me down, so that gives me room to then place the influence. Yes, I know I'm giving them advantages by getting rid of my events, but hey, taking South America like this might be good enough to stave off any issues later on. But yeah. Hopefully it's a scoring card that benefits me. Unlikely, but we'll see. Summit. I don't understand how he's becoming so successful with his roles. That's just crazy to me. Okay, send this to Space Race. Seems like a no-brainer. We succeed. Is he going to coup Uruguay again? Okay, he's not. Thank you. All right. South America scoring comes up. Great for me. Okay. A lot of USA cards and not much that I can really do. So we'll just have to let Allende be the man. Junta, that's annoying. Junta is a very strong card. Definitely would not want to deal with it. Why? This is so frustrating. All right. Okay, let's use it to place influence. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Take that. Next turn I play South America scoring. If nothing bad happens, then we just move on with our lives. Uruguay? Alright. Regardless. Play this. Play South America scoring. Take those points and run. That was a huge swing. I'll take it. Now, the problem for me is Africa is easily spiraling out of control. I'm not sure what I'll be able to do there. Central America ain't that great for me either. So I think it's about time I start moving into that zone and figure out what to do. So clearly I can just play this. So resolve the event first to give them 2 victory points, then start a coup, because hey, if this can succeed, it'll be great. All right, let's see. So 1 influence in Tunisia. Next turn I can easily put more influence into that area. take Algeria, for instance, and things will be a lot better for me. But we'll see. Cuban Missile. Man, they love putting 2 here and there. Place this for influence. 1, 2, and 3. Realignment. Yep. That was not good, but it worked for me. I would keep on doing that if I were the AI, but let's see if they're that sharp. Okay, well, I'll take it. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. Let's see. Camp David Accord seems like a good next step. Do I have enough military operations? I do. So let's go ahead and place influence. 1 in Israel and 1 in Tunisia. So stuff go elsewhere, but I'm still okay. Panama Canal returns is a little pesky, but I'm not too concerned about it now. And darn it, stop setting that to space. Meanwhile, I'll send you to space, because I definitely don't want to see that card coming around. And damn it. I'll probably play some of these USA only cards next just to get it off my back. But really, this is starting to get very annoying. Okay. Asia scoring will give me a whole ton of points. That's actually quite a bit. So now I'm back in the lead. Hooray. And now the mid-war continues. Let's see what I've got. Oh boy. All right. Well, Bear Trap is very bad for me. Muslim Rev is pretty decent. But not a lot of great cards. Latin American Death Squads I'll try to basically push into my favor. So let's headline that. Hey, Africa scoring. He's gonna make a bulk of points there. Alright, let's start. Muslim Revolution. Coup in Mexico. That way I will be able to take monstrous control of it. And Central America scoring is now no longer the huge threat that it was. Okay, if that's what they want to do, I will be more than happy to oblige. Let's place influence. The reason why I'm not playing it as the event is that it's possible that I can force the USA to play it and have to deal with the DEFCON FX. So we'll see. We'll see if that comes to pass, as it were. Realignment. They're probably going to go for Cuba. At least I would go for Cuba. Yep. Figures. That's no good. The problem with this is that they have like so many realignments they can use. I just have to hope that I can withstand it long enough. Come on. One more. And if it holds, then I can play Central America scoring without any issues. Otherwise, I am in trouble. Here we go. And I stand. All right, sweet. I play Central America scoring and get off scot-free. 1 point, actually. Whew. Could have been a disaster, but managed to hold off. Let's see what they've got. Quagmire! All right, well, they get 3 actions to do whatever the heck they want. I'm curious to see what they'll do with it, because next turn they're not getting any actions. But maybe they're looking to discard a card. Okay, well, here's a coup. And they continue going for that area. I'm not sure why. OPEC. Let's go ahead and play for the event, because I'm going to get a whole ton of victory points from that. 4, not bad. So USA has to discard a card because they are under a bear trap situation. Or sorry, a what is it? A quagmire. So they get rid of that, and finally they are free of the quagmire. Well, I can space race this. I think I'll do so. Get rid of this. Oof. Oof. I just cannot seem to get out of the first space race track. Salt negotiations, all right. I basically have Southeast Asia, but I guess their situation ain't bad either. Go ahead and play puppet governments to place influence first before they get a chance. So let's go into Haiti. And where else can I go? You know what? Let's just troll, go into Austria. Normally you'd use puppet governments as the USA to get into like those rinky-dink countries, like the ones in Africa and such. But it's all up to you. Che is great for me. This gives me an opportunity to coup and coup really well. I'll go ahead and take Nicaragua because I have Latin American death squads, which gives me a pretty huge advantage there. Go ahead and play it. That's mine, easily. And in our next step, I'll go ahead and take Tunisia's tempting. Or I could go for Saharan states and roll really well. I think I'll go for Saharan states, take that, solidifying my position in Africa just a little bit more than before. Let's see what he does with those 3 points from Che Guevara. Not sure why he's being so annoying, but let's place influence. So take back Pakistan. And let's start going into Cuba. Let's see how many cards. Okay, well, those are 3 good cards to get rid of. Place arms race. All right, we've got a new reshuffle, and that gives me a lot of great cards to headline. So De Gaulle leads France is just going to be annoying. I don't know if it actually could cause much harm anymore. We're at the point, regardless, where any card that doesn't get played is basically useless. So the thing is, too, I also have ABM Treaty, which I can use for a lot of good effects. A lot of good effects. Yeah, I have a lot of good opportunities to play cards this round. I think I'll start off by playing we're gonna go for a full assault. All right, headline. He gets to coup, I guess. Curious as to where he'll go. All right. Okay. All right, first round, and I have the first opportunity to coup, which is great. I'll go ahead and use. So many annoyances, to tell you the truth. Where to coup? Where to coup? Or I don't even have to coup. Let's just go ahead and start placing influence. 2 into Pakistan to repair that. 2 into Argentina to repair that. NATO goes up first, but then again, who cares? still have 2 points in the lead, and we're about to go into the mid-war, to the late war after this. So all I have to do is basically hold on to my holdings. Redundant, I know. Okay, this is not good. I have to give ABM treaty. Unfortunate, but what can you do? This gives them more abilities to coup, which is not something I'm interested in seeing happen. Okay. They went for it. So I have to play Missile Envy right now. So I have to use it for influence. Go ahead and retake Cuba and put another point into South Africa. And I'm probably going to start going pretty heavy into South Africa this round. Coup, where it at? That doesn't do anything. Not sure why he did it. But that gives me room to maneuver. So let's go and play decolonization for the event. Gives me 1, 2, 3, and just a troll 4. So Africa is no longer this huge, scary beast that I have to be concerned with. Opponent event, okay, get 2 victory points, good for me. But 3 is a lot, so let's see what he does with it. Influence, we're at. Still being as annoying as ever, which I suppose is the computer's tendency. So, we'll place influence, take South Africa, take Chile, and then we have 1 more. So we can go into Morocco. Now what I'm going to have to do next round is to start realigning heavily, because the computer player is doing a pretty good job at being annoying. And in order for me to succeed, I'll have to be able to fend off all these just silly assaults. Event, alright, what's it going to be? We will bury you, makes sense, because they don't want... Okay. Well, if that's what they're going to do, okay, they've given me no choice. Let's realign. So this is a realignment at roughly even. Let's try that again. Oh my goodness. Let's try this one. USSR loses 2. This is actually becoming really, really hurtful. Okay. That was a really bad realignment scenario. And 3 influence is nothing to be sneezed at, so I'm not looking forward to seeing where this will go. Okay, well, let's brush war, play the event, try to take back Argentina, and I don't succeed. Jeez, this is starting to become very, very annoying. In Central America, no more than 2 per country. 3, right? Sweet. So kind of wish it included South America. That way I could do something about Argentina, but c'est la vie. And there it is. The control. I have to say this. I don't know if the AI got better, but it's certainly not doing things that I would consider abjectly stupid. So there's that. Finally, I move on to Space Race. Okay. Event. All right. Late war cards are now the rage. Let's see what I've got. Oh boy. Let's see what I can get out of those countries. Southeast African states isn't great, but Red Scare Purge. We'll be able to... Oh no. Oh no. This is not good. Voice of America is one of the most annoying cards to have to deal with, as the USSR allows a lot of damage to be done, especially if they know I have a good presence in Asia. So okay. Coup into Argentina. See what we get. No good, no good, no good. The only thing good for me right now is that Red Scare Purge is really keeping my opponents from really being able to wrestle control. So we'll place influence 1, 2, and 3. That way I can take Middle East. Oh boy, here we go. China card was used to place Thailand and South Korea. Annoying, but not the worst thing in the world. It's easy to repair, especially when your opponent is being under a Red Scare Purge. But all of this is still Very, very annoying. Okay, let's get ourselves another good number of points. Hopefully I can stave off some really, really annoying moves. Although annoying moves seems to be the computer's specialty right about now. Show diplomacy, 2 points. Where did they go? Argentina and Saudi Arabia. All right, well. Place influence. Let's get Brazil back. And where next? Where to next? Basically what I need is another non-battleground country in South America to make my life a little easier. Don't know if that's going to happen though. In Africa, I'm pretty sure is already going to go to Cuba. Missile crisis. I still have one more chance, so good thing Red Scare Purge was on. Otherwise, they'd be in a lot of trouble. Not the best move, but I'll take it. Okay. Portuguese Empire crumbles. Well, I'm not really sure I can use it to really take control of any country. I mean, I can use it to take Sudan, which is good for me, I guess. And how many action rounds? This is action round 6. So let's use this to coup Sudan. And I'll take it. Africa scoring can then be played next round for me, which keeps Africa at a nice push. Unless, of course, they coup it back, which is entirely plausible. Central America scoring. All right, they take 4 points off of me. I play Africa scoring. I lose 1 point. Still in the lead, but this is so hard to keep track of. 2 points. All right, let's see where things go in the next round of the late war. 3. All right. Cambridge 5 cannot be played in the late war. Iranian hostage crisis. Yeah, that sounds like a fairly no-brainer to me. Tear down this wall. Okay. That's annoying, but not the worst thing in the world. All right. So what can I do? What can I do? So I've already taken Iran, which is good for me. And Middle East is firmly under my control. Now the only issue would be either in wrestling South America back from the brink. So So I think the best move I could be making right now is to start coupping some countries in Africa. So Che will give me access to, let's see now. Why don't we take Haiti, because Haiti is easily removable, and that's amazingly successful. And then we'll go into Cameroon and coup the heck out of that. That was a terrible roll, but it's good enough for me to be able to take Africa. Coup, alright, that's good for me. That didn't work very well, which is always a good sign. So what to do, what to do. Let's go ahead and play this for influence. So we'll take Cuba back, and then we'll take Peru to give myself South America. Opponent event. Not good for me because there's not much I can do about that. So I'll go ahead and kill Saudi Arabia and Syria. This might allow me to move into Saudi Arabia though. So we'll see what happens. If I can just control Middle East, that might be an amazing thing. Okay, I guess he's just okay with being a pest. So let's play influence to take Thailand and Israel back. I feel like I'm being a lot more reactive as the USSR, which is not what you want to be as USSR. Generally, you want to be in a position where you are dictating what happens. So the fact that I'm playing a very reactive game right now suggests that probably not doing very well. 6 points, knocks me down to 1. Okay. If I had known that, that might have... But then again, if I'd known that, a lot of things might have changed. Let's place influence 2 into Paraguay, and we'll retake that, so I'm not losing more points where I don't need to. Next move will be to somehow push out Uruguay and then later Argentina. We'll see how well that works. Influence, because Pope John Paul just cannot be played at this moment, and he uses solidarity to push into Thailand. Let's place influence 2 in Thailand. Let's see what they think about that, because that effectively makes it prohibitively expensive to attack Thailand, and I'm doing it much more economically than they are, which is, I'll take whatever I can get, I guess. Aldrich Ames remix. Okay. Three countries. Okay, I will discard Pershing. Commit it to that. What will he use his influence for? 3 influence. No wonder he was going after Thailand. It makes too much sense. Saudi Arabia and that. Okay. If he's going to do that, let's play defectors, place influence in Paraguay. And where else did he go? I don't really care about Saudi Arabia that much. So we'll put another one to Paraguay just for fun. Okay. Dead even on victory points. He'll have to play Southeast Asia eventually, so I'll just take the points there and run. Glasnost. All right, what am I going to get? 2 victory points. DEFCON's now at 3. And that's not good because now he can coup if he wants to. So the painfully obvious thing right here is that I did not read that card very carefully, which is why I made the mistake I did. So let's go ahead and use China card to place influence. This will be much more costly than it ever needed to be. But 1, 2, and we'll just throw 1 in here to nullify that. Southeast Asia then gets played, and I'll take a good healthy dose of points. Good enough for me. All right, last round of the game. Got Usuri River Skirmish, which is bad for me. We've got Chernobyl, which is bad for me. We've got Soviets shoot down KAL 007, which is bad for me. I will go ahead this will keep them from cooing, which is kind of what I want, but that's not good for me. So many bad cards. So many bad cards. Yeah, well, saw that one coming. As long as I can still hold on to Poland, I'll be fine. Until then, let's start getting rid of some U.S. territories. And we'll do that by cooing this. Solve event. Continue. U.S. gets 2 victory points. Use it to coup Argentina. Success on my part. And now things don't look too bad. I can also use nuclear subs because if the U.S. decides to coup, that's going to benefit me. Flower power, all right. Influence. So at the end of the day, I'll have a very, very slim chance of winning. But it's going to basically come down to the wire. So place influence. Let's go into there. And then we also go into Argentina. Influence. I guess they have Europe score. They have, what is it? Middle East scoring card. So let's place influence. 2 and 3. Funsies. Yeah, Middle East scoring card is probably what they've got. Because this is the only reason they could even possibly be doing what they're trying to do. Go ahead and play for the event. Let's see if that's true. Oh, what do you know? Middle East scoring card, and they have OPEC. So I obviously will have to make sure that Iraq stays under my control. Because if OPEC gets played, then they're in bad shape. So now it's a patience game. Lots of patience. I think I've got this game in the bag. Well. That gives me 1 victory point. A little petty, but whatever. OPEC? If they play OPEC, it makes my next move pretty easy. If they don't, forced to play it. All right. Now we go to endgame scoring. So I basically win. Central America, they get 2 points. 6. Middle East, I score heavily. South America, I score heavily. Africa, they get 1. Asia, I score pretty well. Plus I have the China card. So that's 18. 9, that's pretty good for me to be able to win. 20. And that's it, folks. This time I noticed the AI was a lot better, but hopefully you were able to kind of get an idea of what's going through my mind as I played the game, and hopefully I'll see you next time. All right. You have any feedback about this live stream? Also, feel free to let me know, and hopefully I'll see you next time. All right. Bye-bye.